Hello, my name's Phil Harding. Normally I'm an archaeologist, but today I'm here to introduce you to the sights and sounds and the people at Crofton pumping station. Let's have a look round and see what makes this so special. So here I am at the beginning of the process, at the boiler at Crofton. Is it really just like an enormous kettle?
Yeah, strictly, yeah. That's based on the sort of principle. Boiling water is great steam to run the engines. But instead of an element, we've got a coal fire.
And how much coal do you actually use in a day?
Normally about 1.25 tons, as you clean the lights up as well.
And is that your job, your sole job, just to keep shoveling coal all
Keep
night?
shoveling coal, keep the pressure up, and keep the drivers happy.
So you look at those gauges and as it drops down you add more coal?
Yeah.
So it really is quite a skilled operation?
Oh yeah, it takes 6 months or so for a bottom man to train up.
So when have you got a shovel yet more coal on?
Jamie's going to do that on this one now.
Now?
Yeah.
Any chance I can have a go?
Of course you can, yeah.
I reckon I'm pretty good with a shovel. Just do me a favour, will you, young man, and
handle.
you just hold on to that, will you? Thank you very much. Now I got to,
Oh, it's easy with the door open.
yeah. I've got to get it in there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Just like a carefully oiled spring, isn't it? Thanks for that, Steve. Now I've got an idea of where the steam comes from. Now I'm going to go up to the driving platform and see the engines at work. Now I'm actually standing on the driving platform at Crofton, and with me is Ewan, he's the driver. Ewan, what actually does the driver do at the engine?
The driver's role is to start the engine, supervise it while it's operational, and then shut it down again at the end of the shift.
So if I want to make the engine go faster, how do I put my foot on the gas?
These engines actually have a fixed speed when they're running at normal working capacity. This engine's about 10 strokes per minute. If I want to increase the size of the stroke, I put more steam on using the throttle wheel.
So a little bit more,
Tiny bit more.
and then lo and behold,
There we are.
it works on its own.
Perfect.
Good stuff, isn't it? Hey? Hey? So, here we are right at the top of the Crofton pumping station on the beam gallery. How much does it actually weigh?
Well, the beam here just weighs about 6.5 tons.
I learned downstairs that these engines actually work on very low pressure, about 20 psi, I believe.
Yeah, that's it.
How is it that that low pressure can actually lift 6 tons of beam?
Well, it can do it because the steam pressure pushes down an enormous piston that's 42 inches in diameter. And even if you've got a very low steam pressure, with these big pistons, you can get terrific forces on them.
So what's actually happening behind us? There's a lot of steam.
We're actually warming the engines through with running steam through the cylinders to make them nice and hot so the engine will start properly.
So how much water does this beam actually move in an individual stroke?
Well, every engine pumps about a couple of 100 gallons per power stroke, 11 power strokes a minute, and that means each engine will fill a lot full of water in about 15 minutes.
How easy is it to actually encourage people to come here?
The fact that we're in this lovely Wiltshire countryside and we have a very nice cafe here and there are lots of nice walks and places to go to is a big plus in attracting people here.
And what is there for people beyond just the steam enthusiasts?
There's the canal, there's Wilton Windmill over the hill, which is the only working windmill in Wessex, and of course the beautiful Wiltshire countryside surrounding this place.
All this steam here, really reminds me that it's time for a brew for ourselves.
Yeah, that's good, because Crofton runs on tea.
So Bex, you are the sole employee here at Crofton.
Yes, I'm the site manager here. So my job is, getting visitors to actually come here to understand the engines.
What drives them, what stimulates them to come here in the first place?
We have people coming for all sorts of different reasons. We've got people coming for, of course, for the engines. Some people here for the cake. Other people just here to walk their dog and enjoy the countryside around Crofton. And it's a very different experience. When we're in steam, there is a soul that comes into the building. It's a very different place to non-steaming. People are looking at the motion, looking at the sound of it. But when they come for non-steaming, they tend to take in a lot more of the history of the building, what it's actually there for, what it's doing, how it works.
So in a nutshell, why is Crofton so important? And more importantly, why should people come here?
Crofton is a unique site. It houses the oldest working beam engine still able to do its original job. And it's not often you can actually say that you've seen an engine of that age working.
So Carol, here we are actually outside the pumping station. This is the end product, yes?
Indeed it is. This is the water that keeps the canal level where it needs to be. For in the 1800s when they were trading along the canal, and now for pleasure boating.
Now where is it coming from?
The water's actually coming from Wilton Water, which is just over there, Phil. That feeds into the well at Crofton, which is right underneath the building. And then every time the beam moves, it lifts a ton of water, and correspondingly, the ton will come out of the launders to replenish the canal.
So how long then to fill a lock?
It'll fill in about 15 minutes.
As quick as that?
Yes, it's an amazing amount of water.
You really are a fount of knowledge, aren't you?
Well, it's really surprising. Being around all these engineers who are absolutely passionate about these engines, you pick up all sorts of information.
So would you recommend it to other women to do exactly the same thing?
Definitely, definitely. It's something totally different to what I do Monday to Friday. I can come here with really good company, amazing engines, and it's good fun.
So this brings us to the end of our tour of Crofton Pumping Station, but this can only give you a flavour of the place. Please do come to Crofton for yourself and experience this gem of the Industrial Revolution. We'll see you there.